That should work. That should be fine. Probably. Maybe. Okay.
The patch 9.10 patch notes just dropped, and we are seeing some insane changes that are going to spice up the meta and
Ooh, is this too loud for you? I should make sure.
change the game. A whole new armor option is now in play.
Yeah, this is
Phoenix
really
is getting
loud.
reworked, the Phantom is getting buffed, and Run and Gun is getting some touch-ups. Don't
Yeah,
worry
run
though,
and gun
we're
got
going to break it
heavily
all down
nerfed.
for you today in this week's patch breakdown, so just stick with us. Before we get into it though,
Okay.
if you guys are struggling a bit this act, don't worry, we've got you covered. Over at SkillCapped, our Aim God Masterclass is a 1-hour course that is designed to teach you everything that
SkillCapped
you
also
need to
has some
know
really
about
good free
mastering the mechanics
videos
in
that I
Valorant. 10
kind of
years ago,
like,
a lot of
so.
players believed that having crazy aim was mostly a genetics thing, but over the years that has been debunked. We believe basically any one of you can hit Immortal nowadays if given the right advice, and
That's
that's exactly why
100%
we
true.
offer a rank
I do
improvement
agree with that.
guarantee, meaning if you don't climb, you don't pay. So if you're looking to climb this act, be sure to check out SkillCapped using the link below for a discount, and other than that, let's get into these patch notes. Of course, we've got to start out with one of the biggest changes hitting this patch, regen shields. Now, I know, when a lot
It's
of you
not going
heard
to be
about
too
these
game breaking.
initially, it looked kind of confusing, but we're here to break it down. So the way that regen shields work is they cost 650 credits and will provide you with a 25 health shield with 50 health in reserves that will refresh a few seconds after taking damage. An interesting note with these shields is that they will absorb 100% of the damage taken until they break, which compared to normal shields only absorb 66% of the damage, causing the player to take the other 33.
Okay, so obviously one of the biggest updates. This is a whole gameplay change within the game. This will be very important on probably pistol rounds, since you can buy it on pistol round, and not much else, in my opinion. Primarily because I think that they're okay, but because TTK is pretty high, it's only going to really affect lower levels where you decide to buy this armor over heavy armor, generally because you just like the fact because you want to save some money is really what it is. That's really what it's for.
3%. This means if you just get clipped by a classic shot or maybe some piece of utility, you'll actually just not lose any health, which seems important for being able to take advantage of that full shield. Let us know what you guys think about regen shields in the comments below. We're interested to see how these play into the meta in the next few weeks. Next up, let's talk about the Cypher nerfs. So the number one thing that people hate the most about Cypher is those pesky one-way tripwires that are just so annoying to counter. Tell me if you felt this before. You're inching up into a one-way trip, trying to shoot it
This
through
change
the
is actually
wall so
really
that your
nice.
team can push into
I
the
like it.
site. You get closer and closer, and then suddenly you accidentally hit it and get instantly killed. That will happen no more, as now Cypher's tripwires take
Has a 0.5-second windup. This change is probably one of the best ones because now if you're not paying attention and you don't know that that trip is there, you're gonna run into it, like try to turn to hit it, but then you'll get killed. But if you know it's there, you can pre-aim it with the smokes up, hit it, destroy it before anything happens. It makes it really nice. Um, so it makes kill trips just as powerful because they're usually really low on the ground and supposed to surprise people, but these like unbreakable trips are really nice.
take half a second to wind up. This means that if you're intentionally looking to shoot a tripwire, you will not be revealed right away and will have half a second to kill it. If you're
Yep,
not intentionally looking, it's not likely you'll kill it fast enough, so this change should not destroy a well-played Cypher, but it will definitely hurt some of the free value that you can get from those one-ways. Along with this,
it's very
Cypher's
true.
neural theft is believed to be used just slightly too often, so they're bumping that up to 7 ultimate orbs from 6. I mean, come on.
That change is kind of necessary, um, because it just is. So, like, I don't, because his ult is really strong when you think about it. That's why it was really good in the old days. Um, like, a lot of people just kind of forget how nice it is to have. You can use it in a terrible spot for sure. but you know, it's not that big of a deal. Is kind of like this is a perfectly fine change.
On, we were throwing those things around like hotcakes, so it kind of makes sense. Especially with the ultimate orb cost required for ultimates creeping higher and higher over the years, having a 6 ult charge is pretty insane nowadays. While we're talking about Sentinels, let's touch on Sage and Deadlock. Particularly, Sage is seeing some buffs this patch. Her slows as well as other agents' stuns will now dramatically affect the dash speed of other agents. Namely, this is
This
things
is a
like
needed
Neon and
buff.
Jet. Sometimes it felt a little lame to hit these targets with slows or stuns and just have them dash or slide away instantly. It's unclear to me if this affects raid satchels at the moment, but keep an eye out for it. Along with it,
So this will affect neon dashes and jet dashes for sure. I believe that change will also affect low satcheling raises, unless they're stunned, which means that it'll be higher. But because Sage Slow is on the ground, it'll be like those low, really fast satchels that are like where they bee hop around the place, which are like the annoying ones and the ones that people complain about most of the time.
Sage's heal now heals herself for 50 HP, up
And she got a nice, Battle Sage buff, which is
from 30, and her ultimate
kind of
now
needed.
costs 7 ult orbs instead of 8. Now, it may surprise some of you to
And
hear
the
that
ult
their
orb
buff was
is
timed
nice
when
as
Sage
well.
was really meta. These are some cool changes to bring her back into the light a little bit. I'm not sure if she's going to push any other agents out of the meta at this time, but I mean, hey, Cypher is getting nerfed, Sage is getting buffed, maybe worth looking into. Along with this, Deadlock is also getting more of a bug fix. Keep in mind the stun changes should affect her,
It's not
but
really
also
a
now
bug
her
fix.
ultimate Annihilation is guaranteed to kill at the end of its duration, which will just remove those funny situations where a player gets caught on a random piece of the environment
That
and
that
never reaches the final destination. There's also some
by the
visual
way, that
changes to her
100%
ultimate and barrier
was
mesh so it's easier to tell her
intended
most of the
before, so it's
stacking
not
and
a
her cooldown.
it's not a
We've
bug
still
fix.
got a lot to talk about though, so let's get into Phoenix.
That's
This hothead
100% a
is seeing
buff.
somewhat of a rework this patch, swapping his flash curveball to now be his signature ability. This means that he'll get one charge for free every round, while still being able to purchase an additional charge. But
So yeah, first off, I'm someone who considers this a full rework. Like, besides Yoru, we haven't had any other characters with a rework. Yoru was a, was ability reworks mostly, but with Phoenix, I think that this is a full rework, primarily now because like his abilities are switching and he's getting some very big ability updates, similar to what Yoru had with his fake out. Not as much, but his wall is now just a lot better. And honestly, it's kind of needed. His wall has always kind of been bad because of Viper and Harbor. Because the only reason you would be using Phoenix was because he was a really simple agent to use. But now that you can use your wall through walls, it just makes him so much better.
not only that, this also means that after getting 2 kills, it will refresh an additional charge. This means if Phoenix gets 4 kills in a round, he could potentially get 4 flashes. Now,
Yep.
the last time that an agent had 4 flashes in a round, it ended up being pretty strong, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. There are
And this is something I disagree with. Why is Phoenix's better? And like you might be asking, why is Phoenix's better? But this one with Sky is not. And the reason for that is because Phoenix actively needs it, and he has to get kills. It's not oh, you wait for a little bit and you use the flash, and it's a duelist flash, so no info and it lasts for a shorter amount of time compared to an initiator flash, which lasts longer. And Sky specifically was able to also give info, which is why people really hated Sky Flash. That's why they nerfed
some
her
other
so
cool
hard.
things happening to Phoenix, though. His Hot Hands no longer refreshes, of course, and costs 200 credits now. But now his heal from both Hot Hands and Blaze is considered a healing over time effect, similar to
And I'm
how Sage
so
heals
glad
would
that
work.
this
So as
heal,
long as you touch the
his
side,
heal
you
was
will get a
fixed.
healing buff that lets you roam freely. This is a cool change thematically. Something that really never felt right about Phoenix was taking a fight and then having to go run into a corner and heal afterwards. He's a duelist, he he should be dueling, so this lets him do that more. Finally, Blaze will now travel through the first wall that it hits, similar to how Harbor.
I don't know why you said first wall that it hits. It's all walls. It travels exactly like Harbor Wall. You can send it through walls. I don't know why they said first wall. Unless that's what the patch notes say, and that's actually how it works. But from everything I've tested, that it works like a Harbor Wall. Um, and the healing thing is also really nice because it also standardizes the healing. So now you'll get the same healing from both sources, which before they tried to somewhat do by increasing the molly while lowering the wall. But now it's also really nice because now you aren't saving your wall because it's useless generally because you just get shot at before you can even use it. Um, and like you just have to touch it and like it's standardized for both of them. It just makes it so much better because now you feel now you feel like you're supposed to use them both for actually doing their job instead of healing you.
High tide works, which will really help him out a bit when taking space. All right, boom. You think we're done with agent changes? We're not. Omen is actually getting a pretty big nerf
It's
this
a
patch, although
eh.
it might not look like it in the patch notes. They're nerfing Omen's ability to place one-ways on random things like lamps and probably doorways. Hard to say at this moment. This kind of sucks for Omen. A lot of his strength was in that ability to place these one-ways in a bunch of different locations.
That's very true. That's where a lot of his strength came from. But there's very few maps where it's going to matter. The main one is Lotus, in my opinion, because everyone really likes putting that one way up, and you can do that one way with Brim and Clove. I think I've seen people do that with Brim and Clove, but with the Omen changes, it probably won't be possible there. Because the idea is that if you can stand on it, then you can place it. You can't stand on that door frame.
Locations on the map. This doesn't make Omen bad though. He's still got a great kit and can still place the same one-ways that other agents can.
And his
It
flash is
just can't
arguably
apply
the
them
best part
literally
about him
anywhere.
anyways.
This will mostly affect high elo. Lower elo players weren't really taking advantage of this that much, but it's a small and important tweak that you should know about if you're looking to play Omen in this patch. All right, let's talk about some of the weapons. For starters, the Phantom is getting a pretty awesome buff. The damage drop off beyond 30 meters has been completely removed, and along with that, the initial damage drop off has been increased from.
This is why I think the Phantom is overpowered now. I think that they're really going to need to change the Phantom and Vandal, or the Vandal specifically, after this update, probably in patch 10 with the new season, not season, episode, because this is actually broken. People can disagree with me on that, but now it is 100% better than the Vandal because it has a tighter for shot accuracy. It'll two tap anyone at any range, one tap people at 0 to 20 because they increased it so 0 to 15 and then 20 plus. Like it was 0 to 15 for the original one, but now it's 0 to 20. And then 20 plus for a two shot. But Vandal can one shot from across the map, so why is it has a worse first shot accuracy? It has higher damage, but a worse first shot accuracy, and plus people are going to be wanting to try out the new regen shield, and like a lot of people like buying light armor still. So Phantom is basically just better than Vandal now. I think that a change that they should make to the Vandal is a is a first shot accuracy buff. Nerf the Phantom's first shot accuracy by a little bit. Buff the Vandals so that the Vandal has better first shot accuracy. You can, one tap people from a farther range. Don't make it perfect, obviously, but make it so that if you have good aim, it's better to use the Vandal. Because that's why people hated using the Vandal before, because if they had good aim, they'd miss their shots.
From 15 to 20 meters. meaning that you just straight up will never dink somebody for 124 again, and you will not dink somebody for 140 nearly as often because of that additional 5 meters. The battle between the Vandal and the Phantom has raged on over the years, and this is actually a kind of funny change where I feel like the Phantom players are rejoicing, and the Vandal players probably are still going to run the Vandal.
Now, sorry, one second. I'll also say, I'll also say that I believe that split mid is roughly 20 meters. I think very front events and the like corner of market, so basically tight peaks, I believe that that's 20 meters, which means that if you are playing with a phantom in mid on split, you can kill anyone in mid. You don't have to be using a vandal, and you're gonna actually kill them instead of hit them for 140 and immediately die. That's what people's issue was with the phantom before, is that like places like that where it seems like you should have killed them, you're gonna kill them now. And it's just much better than the vandal, and I think it's. And by the way, the phantom was already more popular than the vandal. Like in pro play, in competitive play, it's just being used more. So Phantom's just gonna skyrocket. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm somebody who favors the Vandal, but would tend to use the Phantom in really close range situations. And honestly, I think this change is super awesome. Before, for me, the Phantom almost felt like it was only usable in shotgun distances, but those extra 5 meters will really make a difference. I spoke with Dan Hardison in another video that you guys can go watch, where he talks about these changes a little bit more, but they project that this should affect about 10% of your gunfights. Along with this, we're seeing a bunch of accuracy changes while moving. Run and gun has been nerfed across the board for pistols, rifles, and machine guns. These changes
This is
target
very
both
important.
walking and running accuracy, which is important because this should remove some of that tension when you tag a player who's running and they just instantly one tap you because they drop down to walking
And
accuracy.
I'm so
Nobody
glad that
likes
they
getting
did it.
killed by a moving target, so
It
Riot is
was
looking to
really
tone that
bad.
down a bit. Running accuracy will
And like I tested this in the range. Spectre and Stinger are still really good at running gunning at close range. But they're much, much worse at far range. Shotguns didn't get changed at all because like they're shotguns. They don't get random spread. They have, even though they do have random spread, but it's a lot different from how an automatic weapon works.
remain the same on things like the Spectre, Stinger, and Frenzy. This is because Riot feels these weapons are meant to be a little bit more mobile. They're close range weapons that you're meant to be on the move with a little bit.
Yeah,
That's not all though. The Ghost is getting a slight nerf, dropping its magazine
they switch bullet counts. That's what I'm just calling it. They switch bullet counts, which I think is actually a really good buff. Like for the frenzy, frenzy kind of needed it, and Ghost was just way too strong for way too long. People prefer buying Ghost over anything, and like it's really easy to run out of ammo on the Ghost previously, so now you just have to be even more sparing. I think it's needed. I think it's needed.
size from 15 down to 13, and the Frenzy is stealing those 2 extra bullets and increasing its magazine size from 13 to 15. You're going to see all of these changes together affecting probably mostly pistol rounds. People tend to run
Oh
and gun
yeah,
the most on pistol rounds, and with these magazine changes, you'll probably see slightly more power placed into the Frenzy, while also forcing pistol users to be a bit more precise with their movement. Whew. And that is going to do it for us today. There are a couple of other changes listed in the patch notes that I recommend you guys check out. Those will be linked in the description below.
most of those are bug fixes and the lighting changes on um on Sunset. Um, I don't play Overwatch much anymore.